Hi, Fun Day School. This is Miss Tona, and I'm here today to talk to you about Hanukkah, a Jewish holiday that's celebrated in December or November every year. And since I'm Jewish, I wanted to share this with you. Tonight is the fourth night of Hanukkah, so we have 4 candles to light and a shamash, which means a servant. So we light him first. We never ever light the candles directly with a match except for the servant candle, the shamash. So he gets lit, and then we light for the first day, the second day, the third day, and the fourth day, and put the servant back in his place. And sing the blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. You can sing that blessing with a lot of different tunes. It means, "Blessed are you, O Lord our God, creator and ruler of the universe, who commands us to light the Hanukkah candles." And we sing the same tune for the Sabbath candles every Friday night. So this is a menorah, but it's actually better called a Chanukkah. Menorah just means candle holder, but Chanukkah means this kind with 9 places for candles. And it can be many different sizes and shapes, like this one with a Star of David in the middle, or like this one that somebody gave me because I like jazz and klezmer music, and it's shaped like a klezmer band. Klezmer bands used to be for weddings, Jewish weddings, but now they're just for fun. And when I was first Jewish, somebody gave me this because they didn't think I had a menorah. So now I light him too. So there's my menorah, all lit and ready to go for Hanukkah. A lot of people collect Hanukkah menorahs, Chanukiot. Now, you may have noticed that there are many different ways to spell Hanukkah, and that's because it's a word from Hebrew. And Hebrew is spelled with a different alphabet. And there's no real way to spell it in English. You just spell it however you think it sounds. So if you spell it with a CH or an H or 2 Ks or 2 Ns or an H on the end or just an A, however you spell it, you're probably right. Okay, so I forgot my dreidel. Oh dear.
Where is your dreidel?
It's in the living room.
Okay, may I walk in front of you?
Yes, please. I bet you all know about the Christian fish. How back in Roman days, Christians used to identify each other by drawing that fish in the dirt. One Christian would draw half of the fish, and he would wait. And if the other person that he met didn't draw the other half of the fish, it was no big deal. And he didn't say anything about being a Christian. But if the other person did draw the other half of the fish, then they talked about Jesus and they talked about the Bible. And they had fun because they could go study together and they could go to meetings at the synagogue where they talked about being saved and living Jesus' way. Well, it was illegal to be Jewish in those days too, and to study Torah, just like it was illegal to be a Christian. And so Jews who studied Torah kept these little tops in their pockets, and they kept these little coins in their pockets too. And when they were studying Torah with their scrolls, they had somebody at the window to keep a look at. If they saw the Roman soldiers coming, they told each other, "Put away your scrolls, put away your scrolls, the soldiers are coming." And the scrolls went away, and the tops came out, and the coins came out. And when the soldiers came to the room, there would be these Jewish men with tops and coins, and the soldiers would say, "Ah, these Jews, they're always gambling." And sometimes the soldiers would stay and gamble with them. They would gamble with these Jews, and sometimes they would win money from them. This little guy has a dreidel, and the dreidel says, Nun, He, Gimel, Shin. And that stands for a great miracle happened there. And that's for the great miracle that happened in the temple. Yes, in the temple in Jerusalem, when the Maccabee soldiers took the temple back from Antiochus and his soldiers, and there was only enough oil to burn for 1 day in the menorah, but it burned for 8 days. The reason they needed that oil to burn for 8 days is it took 8 days to make more. They had to press it and purify it and filter it. And then it had to be blessed by the priests to be sanctified for use for God. So, I bet you wonder why Jews don't celebrate Christmas. After all, they could just go with Santa Claus and presents. But Christmas is, even if you just use Santa Claus and presents, all about the birth of Jesus, the Christian Savior. And so Jews don't celebrate Christmas. Some of us like and respect Jesus very much, but Jews don't believe that Jesus is Messiah. And so Christmas is not a Jewish holiday. So we celebrate Hanukkah, and we have our way of bringing God's light into the world, just as Christians have Christian ways of bringing God's light into the world. And that's a wonderful thing, especially in the dark time of December. We come to the day that's the shortest day of the year in December, and in many, many places, that means it's dark a long, long time. So I have a story to read. And I'm coming closer so I can show you the book. Hanukkah lights are everywhere. Okay, something has popped up on my computer and I'm getting rid of it so we can see. Hanukkah lights are everywhere. It's written by Melissa Ewai. And here we go. So, all right. On the night before Hanukkah, we ready the house for company. My sister helps Dad make up extra beds, and Mom peels apples for applesauce. I put a new box of candles by the menorah that's waited all year, just like me, for the Festival of Lights. And the Festival of Lights is another name for Hanukkah. And if you look in the New Testament, Jesus celebrated the Festival of Lights. On the first night of Hanukkah, we say the prayers and light one candle with the tall helper candle. Outside, the skinny moon beams. You got to see the skinny moon.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The skinny moon beams like a proud candle flame against the dark sky. On the second night of Hanukkah, two headlights aim right through the window into the living room, where my sister and I spin the dreidel on the floor. Grandpa's here! On the third night of Hanukkah, I switch on the lamps out front so that my cousins who are coming to visit can find our door. And suddenly there are 3 more lights, like in our menorah. On the fourth night of Hanukkah, I find 4 lights in the kitchen. Mom fries up plates full of latkes, and 4 flames flicker under the sizzling skillets and the pots steaming on the stove. On the 5th night of Hanukkah, my great-grandma gives me 5 shining silver dollars, 1 for every birthday I've had. When I line them up on my hand, they stretch from my tippy-top finger tip past my wrist and up my arm. They sparkle like 5 more lights in the candle's glow. On the 6th night of Hanukkah, my family takes a walk down the snow-covered streets. And guess what? 6 other houses have menorahs gleaming in their windows. On the 7th night of Hanukkah, at my best friend's house, where he celebrates Christmas, a lamp with just 1 bulb burns in each window. 7 altogether, just like our menorah tonight. Dad says that Hanukkah is also about the joy of different religions sharing a street.
Tell them what that is.
Okay. On the 8th night of Hanukkah, I find all 7 stars in the Big Dipper, plus the famous North Star above us, as though God too were lighting his own menorah in the sky. Stars. And on the 9th night, which isn't even Hanukkah anymore, and the next night after that, and even today, I still see things that remind me of our menorah. And I think about Hanukkah and about being Jewish in such a wide world of so many other lights. Lights everywhere. Okay, well, that's my story about Hanukkah, and thank you for listening.
John.
So thank you, Miss Tonya, for that wonderful tour through Hanukkah. And we learn about all the different lights, and it reminds me of our Advent wreath that we have here because we light candles too. And so that just shows the wonder of God's light in the world. So thank you so much for taking time to show us all of that. And you have a happy Hanukkah.
Thank you, and Merry Christmas, Pastor John.
Thank you. Bye-bye.